Hello, BBN. Welcome back. Thursday night show. We're here with me, your host, Jimmy Jam. Miss Leigh, how are you doing today?
Good, but you're on tomorrow. You just said Thursday night
Oh,
show, man.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll still think about that Thursday night show. Yeah, we missed that Thursday night show, but it is Wednesday night. Yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather tonight, and I'm not felt good all day long. So we're gonna try to make it about a 30-minute show, and that way I can get out of here and get some more rest and things. But Miss Leigh, I'm glad that you are back on here tonight. I know we have to push through and do some things that we don't want to do, but we have to do it. But how was your day and everything?
Was good. At least it's not as hot today. Like the rain we got last night cooled things off, and they said Sunday there's another front coming through that's supposed to cool it off a little bit again, which is great relief for everybody. I'm sorry you're feeling bad. I hope you feel better, but
Well, thank you very
like you
much.
said, you're welcome. Like you said, we just want to be here for everybody that views us and watches our show. We'll do just a quick 30-minute show tonight, but we just wanted to make sure we got on here and got to see everybody.
Yes, yeah, and that's we want to do that every Wednesday night. Anytime that we're on here, that's what we want to try and do. So, but any information is a good information from anything that we've got. Everything. I know the big news. You all talked about it on Monday, but the big news: Jelly is finally here on campus. Everybody can just excel, breathe normally. He is
Right.
here, and so that's one of the great information. Everybody was talking. Well, yeah, if he ain't here, then we're getting nervous. If it's going to turn into another Big Z, is it going to be Eanes Cantor and he ain't ever going to get to play? Now everybody relax. He is on campus. He's going to play.
Yes, and I'm so excited. I'm glad Jilly's here. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hope you're doing well. We're glad you love the show, and we enjoy seeing you on here every Wednesday. So thank you for being here. Real quick before we get into anything,
There we go. The
new
pawpaw.
flavor, the pawpaw. So y'all know when there's a new flavor, I have to try it on here so you can get my honest reaction. So here we go. I can get it open. These screw tops haven't done that since years ago when I was drinking beer. Got a little bit of a different kind of taste, kind of like a mangoey taste to me in a way. Like
Yes.
I'm not big on mangoes. Um,
Yeah.
it's good. However, the straw melon is my absolute favorite. Blackberry would be next, then cherry, and then the pawpaw. That's my least favorite of, but it's good. Just not my favorite. The straw melon. I wish they would keep it because it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Chris. Being the first one on, yeah, Jelly's going to be a big impact this year for being that forward position, backing up Mo Diabate. I believe both of those will be together on not on the floor at the same time, but I think they're going to sub in and out for each other. And I think maybe by SEC play, it could be the difference of the games, which maybe Mo Diabate might be a more physical player to start, but some games we might be able to play Jelly and have him be in the starting position.
Right. I believe it's whoever's better suited for the team we're playing against.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
who's actually playing defense in the games and in practice. But I believe Mark Pope to have all that worked out. I'm not stressing about any of the players and how many players that we have. Everybody's saying we've got 14 good players. How you gonna play them all? Mark Pope will figure it out. So do not get excited and get all wound up about it's a good thing to have 14 players. If we only had 7 players, everybody be complaining, oh, we don't have enough players. Now they're complaining we got too many players. So there we go.
exactly. They'll get their time. They'll all
Mhm.
get some time.
Yes.
Um, no, Chris, there's not a grape flavor. It would taste too much like a grape knee high or what grape
Yeah.
crush or whatever. I was not a big fan of grape or orange crush back in the day. Dorman, How you doing tonight? Otis, what's up?
Hey,
Good to
Otis
see
Dorman.
you. You guys don't know, but we said when we got on that Jimmy's a little under the weather tonight, so this is going to be a really short show tonight. We
Hmm.
just wanted to make sure we got on to see you guys. So, it will be a short show, but we're here.
Well, another thing that came out, John Wall retires. I mean, he hasn't really played for about 4 years. So, with this, it kind of, you know, breaking news that, he's retiring. I was like, well, he hasn't played for a while. But another thing, do you think John Wall's jersey ought to be in the rafters after this?
Do I really do? I think since he's retired, it should. Um, I think with everything that he did for the team and the guys that he mentored along the way, guys that he's come back and mentored, I really think his jersey deserves to be in the rafters. Um, did you see that he's going to be on NBA on Prime on Amazon? I'm
Yes.
glad I have Amazon Prime because he's going to be an analyst and I will watch him.
Yeah, that he I've watched some of the shows that he has done when he's interviewed, DeMarcus Cousins. He's had Patrick Patterson. He's had, a lot of players on, and he does a great job. He's going to be a great, color analysis for the NBA.
Right, right. I think so too. Hey, Carl, what's up?
Hey,
Hope you're
Carl.
doing well from your surgery. I hope you're recovering well. Dorman, I love them too. I had never had them. I don't like the ginger ale because I'm not a ginger ale person.
Hmm.
I'd never had them. I started trying them. I like them. The straw melon is my favorite, and blackberries next. So yeah.
But
The ne-
another tidbit, we was talking about this, me and you, that Cam Williams was out with Steph Curry, and whether he was with Steph Curry for a half hour, an hour, or whatever, just to be taught by the greatest shooter probably of all time, and probably nobody even close to him. That information that he got for however time he was out with Steph Curry, that is going to be phenomenal.
Well, it's going to be huge because I mean, we already know Cam can drain the threes. We
Hmm.
already know he can hit them. But to be able to perfect that and maybe help him think of some shots that maybe he didn't know that he could make, because we all know Steph Curry can hit it from literally anywhere.
He's amazing.
He could be down the street 2 blocks and throw the ball and it would go in because I mean, you've seen him do it from the rafters, the other end of the court. Like, it's like there's a magnet on it, he just doesn't miss. So being able to have him is great. Crystal, what's up? How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, Crystal,
Jeff,
thank you.
Jeff, what's going on? Glad to see you tonight.
Another tidbit we was saw now JQ is actually running. He's doing conditioning drills. They say that he looks great. It doesn't look like that he has any problems getting around on his injury. People are still he is still saying that he wants to play in November. Some people thinks it could be the first game in December. I'm gonna leave that up to Pope and JQ, but I think if JQ wants to go, I believe Pope will let him go.
I do too. And like you and I talked about previously, maybe just a few minutes here and there, maybe
Yeah.
just, maybe in the we know that's not really an exhibition game, but because it can't be an exhibition game, it's Purdue. But like maybe a few minutes here and there, and then once, maybe Louisville, maybe more minutes, get him accustomed to it little by little, let him feel it out, see how he feels on the floor, because until he's actually out there playing in a game, we really don't know how he's gonna do, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Maybe some minutes in the exhibition games. The was it the Nicholas State game is the first game. The Valparaiso game, maybe get about like 7-10 minutes in those games, and then maybe up it up a little bit more in the Valpo game, and then maybe 10-15 minutes in the Louisville game.
Right, right. And I think that's reasonable. I
Yes,
really do. Um, Unleash the Beast in the North Carolina game. Now that would be nice too.
yes,
That would
that
be
be
good to see. Otis, you're right. He knows the NIL is going to hurt him. Dorman, Jalen Lowe is phenomenal. We know he's going to be great. Iceman, Nice to see you here tonight. Hope you're
Hmm.
doing well. These boys are going to be ready to ball end of October. I'm with you. I fully believe they've got number 9 on the brain, and I honestly think they would get out there right now.
Oh, I believe they're
Honest,
ready right now. Yeah, I mean, everybody will be back on campus tomorrow because tomorrow's the
yeah,
21st. So, and then classes start back up. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, but they'll be ready. Yeah,
yeah. What he got on there and said one team gets SEC gets more NIL money than any other school. You know who he was talking about? Kentucky. He's regretting going to our. You know what? Woo pig suey on him. Like,
exactly.
I mean, he made that choice. You know, my mom used to say, you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Well, he
Yep.
laid down with the chicken bucket and now he's in Arkansas.
Yep.
You know, he made that choice. I'm glad it was time. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people was making statements about Mark Pope and that. So I don't know if that was actually Coach Cal or if that was another SEC coach when they was talking about, well, we doubled, quadrupled, what everybody else is using for NIL. So what? If we got the money, we're going to use it. If you don't got it, then that's your fault, not ours.
Well, and everybody's like, oh, Tyson chicken, Tyson chicken. And, one of our biggest things that's going to help us is, you know, Blue United and things like that, and the football program money going into the pool for basketball, NIL, and things like that. It's really going to push us above the rest, and we are above the rest. We are Kentucky,
Well,
so
yeah.
why shouldn't we have more?
Yeah, we
What we got?
Kentucky moves the needle. So I mean,
That's right, Iceman. Yes, we're going to get that ship this year. I think we can. Yeah, we just got to see what happens. I'm thinking at least Final Four at least.
yes.
Tyrone, what's up? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. All people talking about is money. I don't know nobody talking about the kids. And see, that's the thing. At Kentucky, they're more likely to continue their education. And even if they graduate or even if they leave early, a lot of guys do go back and get their degree. And,
Hmm.
a lot of people don't know that Kaywood left money for anyone that played in any sport at Kentucky, that if they left early, they could come back and he would take care of it because Wayne Turner did that.
Yes. Yeah.
He came back and got his degree with Haywood's. So education is very important. And if you notice, Kentucky always has guys that are their grades are up here.
Yeah.
So like we do set the bar high in every aspect of a student athlete.
Yeah, they even Mark Pope even said this that even when we are a better grade average when we're actually playing basketball. That's just how much they put their impact on making sure that these kids go to class and these kids want to make sure that they have a great GP average for the University of Kentucky and for the basketball team to make it look real good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Peanut, good to see you tonight. Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, it's soon. Um, and Chris, yes, John Wall had the best grades on the team while he was there. He really did.
yeah.
And he's back. Like he's back taking some classes. So,
Hmm.
he still may have the best GPA.
Yeah, Chris, I think it was Nate Oates that was kind of complaining about Kentucky having, the more money. And Nate Oates he's coaching basketball at a football, school, so he knows he's not going to get the money like Kentucky is going to get being the basketball school.
Right. Tyrone, thanks. Yeah, some of them do. In this day and age, though, it's not as much. Um, any player not to come here and try to play is no brainer. Look at the NIL money. Exactly.
Hmm.
Commercials, endorsements, we can offer it all. Peanut, no, I don't have a hot date. I am single, single. So I do not have a hot date. Mike did want pictures of all of us though, so I did this to take the picture for Big Mike. I don't know what he's doing with them, but he wanted pictures of all of us. We took care of that.
Yeah.
Um, quick note, little tidbit of information. Um, Bart Torvik, uh, one of the sports analysts, posted who he thinks Kentucky's top 5 scorers are going to be this year. So Otega Owe, he thinks he's going to score 18 points a game, which is possible. We all know this.
Hmm.
Jalen Lowe, they've got him at 14 points per game. Denzel Aberdeen, he's got him at 9.7. Jaden Quaintance, 9 points a game, and Jasper Johnson, 8.3. So that's what he's predicting as the top five.
Yeah,
I
I
need a
believe I'll
Den.
take that top five right there.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, you add up those points, and that's a pretty good. And then you figure the bench scores the rest. So I mean, that's a win-win for us.
Yeah.
Um, Carl, we're not going to do a call in tonight just because Jimmy's not feeling well. So this is going to be a very short show tonight. We're only going to be on about a half an hour or so because Jimmy needs to get some rest.
There we go. Thank you, Peanut.
You're not so bad there. And yes, a big shout out to Big Mike in Saudi. We
Yeah.
love you, Big Mike. We miss you. It's so good to see you. It was great to do the show with you Monday night. Every time we get to see you, it's great. And we love 21 too.
Yeah.
Big shout out to 21 for being our behind the scenes guy tonight. We really appreciate everything he does for us.
Yeah, I like what Big Mike said earlier, and you was telling me about it. I'm ready for the live shows so that we can, talk about the game that's going to be on like within an hour of me and you doing the pregame shows for basketball, and then I'm gonna do every one of those along with you, Miss Leigh. But we'll be doing some afterwards, post game shows too. So I'm getting excited to do some of those shows. I'm hoping it's not like a 9 o'clock game every time, but on the evening games, usually it's 7 or 9, but we'll be on like an hour before. So I'm getting real excited for those.
I am too. So everybody, don't forget when there's a game. If it's on a Tuesday, we're doing a pregame. We'll do a postgame. If it's on a Saturday, we've got a pregame show. So you guys will get to see us more
Mm-hmm.
throughout the week. And yeah, click that like button if you haven't done it already, and
There you.
subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And send us to your friends, your family, cousins, aunts, uncles, ex-husbands. We don't care. Send us to everybody.
Yep. And then we're still having a normal show on Wednesday at 7. Unless we have a basketball game that night, then we'll just do 1 hour show right before the game. So, and that'll
Yeah,
be hosted by Miss Leigh. So,
exactly. So I tell Big Mike Tyrone said I'm getting back so I can fix one of the meals from him just down the road from the station. Okay. Hopefully the football team gives us something to be excited about for 6 weeks. Yeah, until basketball starts. Yeah, Peanut. We're hoping. I actually have some faith in them. And like I said the other night on Monday, I don't care if we win by 3 points or 13 or 30. To me, a win is a win. And, because we're not going to be on the same level as a lot of the people we're playing. So winning is just great. Lady bass player, what's up? Good
thank
to
you,
see
Lady Bass
you.
Player. But yeah, Otis, I think it is Kentucky and Louisville, but I believe Louisville is kind of, I think they're like pumping the brakes a little bit because they do know the Nike deal is going to give Stokes a lot of money with that deal. So, and he's not going to go to, an Adidas school if he wants a Nike deal. So I believe it's Kentucky in the running right now that we're going to be. I would say November is when he was going to make a decision. So we'll hopefully got a little bit of good news coming up here during football and between basketball starting up there.
Yeah, for sure. Iceman, we are too. Cannot stand it. Jimmy and I both watch YouTube and watch old games just so we've got basketball. I've watched last year's games, every one I can find. I've probably watched every single one of them. You guys will be seeing a lot of me around from now to March. Good deal.
There we go. Thank
We
you,
hope
Iceman.
so. We appreciate that.
What did Mark Pope for his performance that he graded himself? He gave himself a B minus. And what do you think about with that? He had a pretty good talented team last year. I know he had the injuries that hampered us with that, but I know he did not win a national championship, so you really can't give yourself an A. But I think him giving himself a B minus, that would be what I would probably give myself for if I was the coach for that team last year.
I think I would give him a B plus just because he put the team together with
Yeah.
Travis Perry only. I mean, I would literally give that man a B plus. A minus if we made it to the Elite Eight,
Hmm.
A if we made it to the Final Four, A plus if we won. That's kind of where I would go with it.
Hmm.
James, what's up? Go Cats. We are pumped too. We can't stand ourselves sometimes because we don't have it. Y'all
Yeah, I
know
know.
it's my emotional support sport.
Well, lady bass player. That's the fans giving him, those grades. Him himself a B minus. I guess that's he's going to be hard on himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know how analytical and hard he is on himself anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know there's the point guard play is going to be terrific this year for us. I know Jalen Lowe, he's going to bring it every game. I think point guard play is going to win us the national championship this year. You cannot have a good team without good point guard play. I mean, even a lot of people say what Marcus Teague did for our championship team, that he wasn't that great of a player, but you took him away from that team, they would have not won the national championship without having a good point guard. And I think with Aberdeen and Colin Chandler, we got three good point guards right there because Colin Chandler has been working on his dribbles and handles to be able to come in and be a backup point guard along with Aberdeen.
Right. I agree with you on that. I think that's a perfect setup.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, I don't blame you. I mean, that's all we got right now. That's all we got. Iceman, I'm with you. I give him props because look what he walked into. Lady
Mm-hmm.
bass player, you're right. Short amount of time. You know, we beat Duke in Florida Sweet 16 with a Mash Ward team. I'd say A for Pope. Mash Ward. I love that show growing up. That was a great show. I believe Yelovich will be a starter when we'll get close to March Madness. He'll be a game changer. That may be where his physicality from playing against grown men comes into play. The pressure, the tournaments he's played in and things like that. I think that might be where that comes into play.
Yeah,
Mark knows
I
about
agree.
tradition and Mark knows about tradition and believes in keeping it alive. That's important to me as a loyal lifetime fan. Same. And when he does his videos and he's like, I love this school. I love the Big Blue Nation. I love, those aren't just words. His heart has always been at Kentucky since he played there.
Yeah, that's guaranteed. Along with his family, they feel everything that he feels. They feel just as much as they do. His daughters, his wife. I mean, they they embrace Kentucky just as much as they would if they actually graduated and played basketball here or sports regardless.
Yeah, I agree. They love it here too. How can you not?
Yes, yeah. How can you not?
So let's talk about BG.
Let's go ahead and talk about Brandon Garrison, spotlight player. Yes.
What you got?
Uh, I just know that during the summer, they said that he has improved a lot, that he actually led Kentucky in assist turnover ratio during the 8 weeks, and that he is buffed up a little bit and that he has calmed his demeanor a little bit, but I believe in some situations, if there's a way that something happens, he's going to be right there to take care of anything, especially if something happens to one of our players that he doesn't like. I think, he still might get a couple T's this year, but I think he's going to be a Dennis Rodman type player that he's not going to take any trash off anybody.
I agree. We just have to have him keep it to a minimum.
Yes.
Don't get us into trouble where it's going to cost us a game, and we don't want to lose him either. So he needs to make sure, you know, um, he's up to 250 pounds now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see these guys on the court, like, because they've all been working in the weight room and putting weight on, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see them come out, Big Blue Madness, to see, Brandon Garrison, instead of being what he was last year, being 250, 255, and being like, ain't nobody going to push him around anymore like he did last year.
No, I expect him more at the rim. I expect him to see him fighting for rebounds more than he did in the past because now he's got some weight. He's got that physicality. I'm sure Pope has expressed to them how much physical is going to play a part in how far we go. Being physical, being at the rim. I really hope we see Garrison at the rim more than we did last year.
Yeah, I know
Hey,
when I remember that Utah Valley State team, that he was coaching, and he was a good coach back then. So I mean, before he took that BYU job, I was kind of hoping Kentucky would have an opening eventually, and maybe that was in fruition that actually happened. So now we've got one of the best coaches in college basketball right now.
oh yes, I agree. We do. Iceman Calipari's a sellout. Some things you can't put a price on. You know what though? Honestly, it was his time to go.
Mhm.
When you have as many years as you did without going anywhere and you flat out say you don't care about the SEC tournament, well, we do. We do as fans, we do. The players do. Just because you don't and you think it's unimportant, he pretty much wrote his own ticket out
Yeah,
because from 2019 until he left, we nobody feared us like they used to. People used to be like, "Oh no, we got to play Kentucky."
Mhm.
Nobody feared us. Nobody was scared to play us. They weren't scared to come into Rupp. And Calipari had a problem with not taking guys out if they weren't producing. Oh well, he'll work through it. Leave him in. He'll work through it. Yeah, we lost games because of it. So I don't. He did that all on his own. It was time
yeah.
to go.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he didn't want to play in like Maui Classics. He did not want to play in MTE multi-team events. He wanted to play these classics, which I'm glad with these classics. But I'd like to see us go to Maui. I'd like to see us go to Atlantis, and play some of these Thanksgiving tournaments and things that Mark Pope has hinted around being able to do when we're eligible to be able to do it. But and then also everybody loved to go to Nashville, and he didn't even care about if we went down there and showed up and even played a pickup game. He didn't care about that Nashville or the fans going and watching anything for the SEC tournament.
He did not care. Mark Pope loves the fan base. The players love the fan base. But when you have a coach that doesn't care about the fan base, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Son of a gunner, how you doing? Good to see you. Hello, hope you're doing good. Jeff, thank you. Yeah, it was past time, honestly.
Yes. Yeah, I believe it was like 2 or 3 years past time.
Yeah. 2019 was when I kind of lost. I think that's when most people kind of lost their.
A lot of the times it didn't even hurt me that I turned the game off and just went to bed. And because I knew that he wasn't going to make any changes defensively, he was not going to make any changes offensively. It was the same old, unless he got kicked out of the game and an assistant coach came in and used the zone off or zone defense. He was not going to change his ways, and he was set in his ways. And he thought that if it's not my way, then we're never going to win. So, and you saw what that got him.
Yeah, that's a narcissist for you. And he
Mm-hmm.
seems to have the God complex. I mean, remember when he said it was going to be Calipari University when he went to Arkansas? Like, that wasn't even funny. He
No.
think, God complex. Calipari made it about him and his prima donna recruits, left BBN out of the equation, and even patronizes at times. Yes, Peanut, you're correct. Iceman, I want to see physicality and boxing out, getting rebounds. I want to see full court press. Yes, we do too.
Mm-hmm.
Lady bass player, that first round loss to Oakland when Cal was leaving the floor, it just felt different. Exactly. But we had no excitement anymore. Like, if the coach doesn't even care about the fan base, it's hard to, and he doesn't care about what he's doing on the court and says he doesn't care about the tournaments and things like that. The fan base loses excitement. It deflates us. It takes something out of us because it's like if the coach doesn't even care and he's not even trying, what do we have to cheer for?
Yeah, I know a lot of the fan base got just fed up. I knew there was people at the time when I was working at a different place. They would just they come in the mornings and be like, I didn't even watch the second half. You know, it wasn't even I wasn't even excited about when the game got tipped off. You know, and by the time it got to halftime, they was just they knew that this team could have been coached a lot better by somebody else. And you know, Cal didn't care, and he got set in his ways for the last 5-6 years, and he was never going to change. And I don't think he cared if he changed.
No, he really didn't. And if you notice, like, okay, I'm gonna pull. I can't remember who we played, but the game where Reed Shepherd hadn't scored a point the first 30 minutes of the game, and he kept him in all that time, like because he's your NBA star that you're wanting to get drafted in the NBA, you left him in there. He wasn't producing. We could have won that game had he pulled Reed Shepherd, but he wasn't going to. And you can talk to any Arkansas fan, and when if Calipari's doing a press conference after a game, every Kentucky fan can recite his press conference word for word every single time. It's the same thing we heard for how many years?
Too many. Yeah, too many. I like my team ready for March. I mean, we wake up in the morning and we got that in the back of our mind still that this is what he did every day, and that's what's so refreshing about Mark Pope. If he can't tell you, he will tell you, I just can't tell you right now. But he's not going to beat around the bush and change the conversation over to talking about something else that happened in politics or some kind of thing like that. Mark Pope's going to tell you, I just can't tell you right now. When I can, I will. But he'll give you any information that he can give you at that time.
He's fully transparent with the BBN, and I love that about him. Like, he is a no BS kind of guy. Like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. This is how this is going to go. Like, he's so analytical, and he has such a great outlook on everything that you can't help but love the guy. And like I said, I wanted a former player as a coach, and when I heard it was him, I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
You're right, Peanut. It leaves nothing to get excited about when you got all that going on.
Yeah, that like one of the in the chat, they was talking about the Cal thought he was just too big for University of Kentucky. Nobody is too big for the University of Kentucky.
No. And like they said, we were Kentucky before him, and we'll be Kentucky after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He just took something out of it, but Mark Pope brought that back. Yeah, I've been excited. You're right. Coach Pope is one of us, and I like how he strategizes as well, Iceman. It's just Mark Pope.
Yeah. I mean, ever since Mark Pope took the job, I've been excited all through. Even the losses that we had last year, I was still excited after a loss. I was like, we're going to be just fine. This is a good team. And, our injuries came into having some of those losses, but I'm still excited now. I was excited all summer long, ready for this team. It's just I can't get over how one person can turn everything right back over into this is Kentucky, and everybody is starting to get scared of Kentucky again.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need that fear again. I like how he's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers. That's fact. Mm-hmm. Peanut says if Pope had a bad year and went to the NIT, BBN would show up and the atmosphere would be like nobody's ever seen the NIT. That is true. That would be a whole new atmosphere for the NIT because Big Blue Nation is everywhere and we show up.
Yes.
Oh, he does. I bet you he gets a big raise. If we go Elite Eight, Final Four, I bet he gets a huge raise. He is worth way more than what he's getting. But he was just coming in. Mm-hmm. They always start small. But yes, he does need a raise, and I believe he'll get that. And this last year, I didn't turn off a game. But during the last few years of Cal, turned off a few.
Yes. Oh, I know I did. Yeah. Yeah, last year I never turned the game off. Yeah.
Yeah. But last year I didn't because it was fun to watch. I was
Hmm.
excited. Well, what else you got, Jimmy? Anything else?
No, that's about everything that I've got for tonight. I know next week we're going to be seeing maybe a little bit of them maybe getting together for some pickup games and things like that. Maybe we'll get a little bit of information on how JQ is developing, how Yelovich handles being here, and hopefully he has a dietitian that knows to cook Croatian food the right way so he don't get sick like Big Z was getting sick all the time.
Right. Pizza. Yeah, you're exactly right. He was interested in the name on the back of the shirt.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Lord Withrow, it's going great. Good to see you too. We said earlier, I turned the volume down on a few,
Mm.
but never turned it off, Peanut. Just to let you guys know, Jimmy's not feeling well tonight, so this is a quick show tonight. So we're about to wrap it up. But we will be back next week for sure. And pretty soon we'll be doing more than one show a week when we start getting into those free games and those post games. So,
Yep.
everybody make sure you've got subscribed so you can keep up with that. D, what's up? D, I'm excited. I will be seeing you on the 30th. I'm super, super stoked. I will be there. Can't wait. I am
Yeah.
excited for football kickoff. I really am.
Lady bass
But
player. Yeah, I believe we do get Tyron Stokes. So,
I think we will too. I think we will too. Iceman, it was sickening to watch. And yes, he deflated it, but it's back. We got this. We can all get excited again. Um, but yeah, D, I'll see you on the 30th for sure.
I'm sure
Uh,
that's going to be very exciting for that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. Son of a Gunner says Pope has the best personality. Says Joe B. Happy, confident man. Feels better, Jimmy. Feel better, Jimmy Jams.
Well, thank you all. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Yeah. But,
All
well,
right.
why don't you go ahead and, I'm tired. Go ahead and take us out, Miss Leigh.
Can Lee do just a yoga class for 20 minutes? But I don't know. I might know a couple yoga poses. But you guys, thank you to Big Mike for getting us together. We wouldn't be here. Thank you so much to 21 for being in the background for us tonight. Jimmy, thank you for being here, even though you felt bad. Everybody hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, share to your Facebook, share everywhere. Um, we love you guys. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next Wednesday, if not on Monday. Hope everybody has a safe and happy week, and we'll see you soon. Go Cats!
Go Cats.